everyone, and a huge welcome to English Daily. I'm your host, Ella.
And I'm Ethan. Hi, everyone. It is great to be back. Though I have to admit, I am a little bit sleepy this morning.
Oh no! Did you stay up too late last night?
Just a little. Right now, I honestly just dream of coffee. A very large, hot cup of coffee.
I can imagine. But Ethan, you actually just used our keyword for today perfectly.
That's right. Today, we are talking all about dreams.
But dream is a very interesting word, isn't it? Because in English, we use it for two completely different things.
Exactly. First, we have what we call sleep dreams.
These are those weird movies that play in your head while you are sleeping at night. Sometimes they are scary. Sometimes they are funny.
Or sometimes they make no sense at all. But then, we have the second meaning. This is about your life goals and ambitions.
Right. This isn't about sleeping. This is about what you want for your future. Like getting a great job, learning English, or buying a house.
So today, we are going to learn useful phrases for both. We will talk about the strange things you see at night and your big hopes for tomorrow.
It is going to be a fun episode. So let's start with the kind of dreams that happen when your eyes are closed.
So Ella, do you usually remember what you dream about?
Sometimes. Usually they are fine, but last week I had a very weird dream.
Oh? Was it a nightmare?
Not exactly a nightmare with monsters. It was more like an anxiety dream.
Oh, I know those. They are so stressful. What happened?
Let me set the scene. In the dream, I was walking down a long hallway at my old school.
You use the phrase, I was walking. That sets the background nicely.
Exactly. I was walking and I was feeling very happy.
That sounds nice so far.
But then I opened a door. Suddenly, I realized something was wrong.
What was it?
I walked into a classroom and everyone was sitting silently at their desks.
They were sitting silently? That is suspicious.
Yes, and they were all taking a very difficult math test.
Oh no. Please don't tell me you had to take the test too.
I did, but I had not studied at all. My heart started beating so fast.
That sounds terrifying. Even though it is just a dream, it feels so real.
It really does. And then I looked down at my feet.
Let me guess. You were not wearing shoes?
I wasn't wearing shoes. I was only wearing bright red socks.
I hate those dreams. You wake up feeling so embarrassed.
I certainly did. But did you notice the grammar I used to tell the story?
You used the past continuous tense a lot. Like when you said, I was walking, or everyone was sitting.
That's right. We use was or were plus the verb with ing.
It is perfect for setting the scene. It describes what was happening around you before the main action started.
Exactly. It helps the listener imagine the situation, like a movie playing in their head.
Well, I am very glad that was just a sleep dream, Ella.
Me too. It is much nicer to talk about the dreams we have when we are wide awake.
Ella, your story about the red socks was funny, but also very clear.
It was! I remember every single detail.
In English, we call that a vivid dream.
Vivid. That is a great adjective. It means the dream is very clear and colorful, right?
Exactly. I had a vivid dream last night. I was eating a pizza, and I could actually smell the cheese.
That sounds delicious. Sometimes my dreams are the opposite. They are not clear at all.
You can call that a blurry dream. It is like looking through a dirty window or a camera out of focus.
Yes, very blurry. Have you ever had a lucid dream, Ethan?
A lucid dream? Is that when you know you are asleep?
Yes, you realize you are dreaming, and sometimes you can even control the story.
I wish I could do that. Usually, my dreams are just crazy and have no logic.
Like a nonsense dream?
Totally. Last week, I dreamt I was playing tennis with a giant fish. It made no sense.
That is definitely a nonsense dream. At least it wasn't a scary dream.
No, not scary. But sometimes I have the same dream every night for a week.
A repetitive dream. Those can be annoying.
Very. But using these adjectives helps people understand exactly how we felt while sleeping.
It really does. But now, let's change the meaning of the word dream a little bit. Actually, before we discuss our goals, let's stay in bed a little longer. We need to talk about the actions around sleeping.
Good idea. The most common phrasal verb is one we do every morning. To wake up.
That one is essential. It means to stop sleeping and open your eyes. But sometimes you wake up suddenly, right?
Oh yes, if I have a scary dream, I wake up with my heart beating very fast.
That is a terrible feeling. You lie in bed, look at the ceiling, and try to understand what happened.
Exactly. You try to figure out the dream.
To figure out. That means to find the answer or understand a confusing situation.
Right. I try to figure out why I was playing tennis with a fish. Does it mean I am hungry? Or stressed?
Usually, we can never figure out the real reason. But sometimes we dream when we don't plan to sleep.
Ah, are you talking about when we nod off?
Yes, to nod off. This happens when you are sitting in a chair, maybe watching a boring movie.
You get sleepy. Your head drops forward, and you fall asleep for a moment. You nod off.
It is very similar to the phrase doze off, isn't it?
Very similar. To doze off means to go into a light sleep, usually during the day.
I often doze off on the bus. It feels nice until I almost miss my stop.
Just be careful not to doze off while we are recording this podcast, Ella.
Don't worry, I am wide awake. Now that we are done with sleeping, let's talk about the dreams we have when our eyes are open. Yes, dreaming isn't just about what happens when we sleep. It is also about our hopes and wishes for the future. Ethan, do you remember your biggest childhood dream?
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone remembers what they wanted to be when they were 5 years old. For me, I used to dream of becoming a professional football player.
That is a very exciting goal. Did you play on a team when you were little?
I did. I wore my kit everywhere. But I eventually realized I wasn't very fast running across the field. So my dream changed. After that, I wanted to be an astronaut.
An astronaut? That is quite a change from football. You wanted to fly into space?
Yes, I loved looking at the stars. I imagined floating in a spaceship. But then I learned that astronauts need to be excellent at physics and math.
And let me guess, you preferred learning languages?
Exactly. The math was too hard for me, so I stopped dreaming about the moon. What about you, Ella? What was your plan?
Well, I wanted to be a vet. I have always loved animals, especially dogs and cats.
That is such a nice ambition. Being a vet is a very important job. Why did you change your mind?
It was actually for a similar reason to yours. I realized I'm bad at science. Biology classes were very difficult for me, and I was a little afraid of blood.
That would make being a vet very difficult. It is interesting how our abilities change our dreams as we grow up.
It is. And notice the grammar we used to describe this. We said, I used to dream of, and I wanted to be.
We use the past tense because these are finished states. We aren't planning to do these things anymore.
Exactly. It gives the listener a feeling of nostalgia. It helps us share our history.
But even though we aren't astronauts or vets, we still have goals, don't we?
We certainly do. We just have new plans that fit our lives today. Let's talk about what we are focusing on right now. So, speaking of what we are focusing on right now, I have a very specific goal. I dream of traveling to Japan next year.
Japan? That sounds amazing, Ella. I actually have a similar goal for South America. I dream to go to Brazil. Wait, that feels wrong.
It is a little bit off. Remember, when we use the word dream with a preposition, the grammar changes.
Right, I remember now. I dream of going to Brazil. That sounds much better.
It does! And that brings us to a very important grammar point for our listeners. When we use prepositions like of or about, we cannot use the base verb.
We need to add ing to the end of the action word. These words are called gerunds.
Exactly. So we don't say dream to travel, we say I dream of traveling.
And I dream of going. It flows much more smoothly. But Ella, is there a difference between dream of and dream about?
That is a great question. You can use both, but they have a slightly different feeling. Dream about often feels more like a daydream or something you see while you sleep.
I see. So, dream of sounds more serious? Like a real ambition?
Yes, if I say I dream of becoming a writer, that sounds like a strong plan. I am working towards it.
But if I say, I dream about eating chocolate cake, that is just a wish. It means I am hungry, not that I am planning a career in baking.
Precisely. So, for our big life goals, dream of plus a gerund is usually the best choice.
Okay, let me try one more. I dream of living by the ocean one day. How does that sound?
That sounds peaceful and grammatically correct.
It is exciting to say these goals out loud. It makes them feel more real.
Definitely. But talking about a dream is only the first step. Next, we need to think about how to make it happen.
Making a dream come true is the hard part. It takes more than just wishing.
It does. We often call these deep desires our life aspirations.
That is a nice, strong word. An aspiration is something you really want to achieve.
Exactly. We also use the phrase bucket list. This is a list of things you want to do in your lifetime.
A bucket list is fun. So Ella, what is on your list?
Actually, I want to ask you first. Do you have a serious ambition for the future?
I do. It is a big one. I am going to start my own business. I want to open a small cafe.
A cafe? That sounds wonderful, Ethan. It is a big goal, but it is very exciting.
I think so too. I want a place where people can practice English and drink coffee.
That is a brilliant idea. You are so organized. I'm sure you'll make it happen.
Thank you for the support. Now it is your turn. What is on your bucket list?
Mine is a bit more creative. I am going to write a fantasy book.
Wow! A book about magic?
Yes, I have always loved stories. Writing one is my biggest dream.
You have such a great imagination, Ella. You should definitely do it. Go for it.
Thanks, Ethan. It feels good to share these plans. It makes them feel possible.
It really does. Being positive is so important when we talk about the future.
I agree. But besides being positive, we also need to be practical about the steps we take.
That is true. Being practical is what turns a wish into reality. We have covered a lot today, haven't we?
We really have. Let's do a quick recap for our listeners before we finish.
Good idea. The main point was understanding the context. We looked at sleep dreams versus life goals.
Right. One is a movie in your mind while you sleep, like seeing zombies or flying.
And the other is about your deep desires, your bucket list, and your future.
Both are excellent topics for conversation. Sleep dreams help you tell stories in the past tense,
while life goals help you practice the future tense. It is a win-win situation for English learners.
Exactly. So we want to leave you with a question today. What do you dream of doing?
Take a moment to think about it. Is it a new career? A travel destination? Or maybe fluency in English?
Try to say it out loud. When you articulate your dreams, they become clearer.
I agree completely. It gives you direction.
To help you feel inspired, Ethan has brought something special. Do you have a motivational quote for us?
I do. It is a famous quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams."
That is such a beautiful thought. Believing is the first step.
It is. I hope everyone listening feels a little more ready to chase their own goals now.
I am sure they do. Thank you for sharing your cafe plans with us, Ethan.
It was my pleasure, Ella. Thanks for having me.
And thank you to everyone listening. Keep practicing, and we will catch you in the next episode.